Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Now I'll let you take a look at what's going on in my neighborhood. We'll harvest our corn, and it wasn't a good year this year. And you see what they're doing is they're taking the husk off. Hey. And what they do is throw the corn over there. That's the corn pile, and then they'll let it dry out even more. It's pretty dry already. I think it's what's called the husk, the outside of it. They'll use that to wrap the tamales and stuff like that in. And that's what we're going to do right now. They're kind of taking a break. They had about a half a dozen of them over there cleaning all that stuff up and getting it ready. But anyway, that's what's going on in my neighborhood. But what I wanted to talk about is the understanding exactly what the warrior type attitude means when it comes to normal people, and especially us 3%ers. When you are, I don't know, I don't want people to get too much involved thinking they got to be some kind of Rambo kind of folk. And because I'll tell you, the violence type stuff is very limited time-wise. And the reality is, I say I'm really into the three-man militia. I'm really into defending yourself, your family, your friends, and your local community. And when you're doing that, there's really not a whole lot of warrior time. You know, it's really the warrior type activities in a real life scenario is made up of practice and mindset and you know, planning and tactics, this type of stuff. Now once all that stuff is done, you know, like I say, the planning and the tactics, then it's just, you know, the practice and the mindset you have to work on. And the reality is there's more things you have to do to live your life. I know one of the things that I made one of the videos, and I was talking about, you know, if it's a shit hits the fan kind of scenario, you're not going to be sitting in the house fixing food and this type of stuff. You won't have time. You have to go in with other people, and you're going to have all different kinds of things you need to do. Sanitation, you're going to have to pull your food. I say you probably won't have electricity, water, warmth. These are all things that are going to take the priority, and you're not going to have time to fix food all day long. That's why you're going to have a center that's going to be making or preparing the food. And the food that you've been storing is going to be what you're going to have to donate or throw into the pot, so they'll have food mixed, so you can use your time working, doing something for the community. Not warrior stuff. I mean, digging holes, you know, making sure the young and the old are taken care of, and food preparation, water, you know, you have to, there's a lot of stuff you're going to have to do, and warrior work is minimal. And So, and that's another reason why you heard me talk about the women. The women's got roles, and they're not warrior roles. Like I say, and everybody tries to romantic, you know, make it kind of romantic, you know, being a warrior kind of stuff. I'll tell you, once you start bleeding and once you start feeling pain, the romantic crap is, forget about that. That's not even there. I know, okay, I was constant combat in Vietnam. Now, that doesn't mean I was constantly fighting. What it was, I was in the jungle, walking in the jungle, so anytime you could be in an ambush, anytime anything could happen, and I mean, daytime, nighttime, but it's not that we were fighting all the time. Our mindset was we had to be ready for fighting all of the time. Now that's a different thing. And even that, in the Marines, later on I found out, only 10% of the Marines even saw combat. And so, you know, there's a big support system that's running. It's not the warriors. It's the support system that keeps everything running. And even we were like that in constant combat. It was very boring. Very boring. That's why we played a lot of cards. I mean, when we weren't doing warrior stuff, we were playing cards. We were taking money from each other. So what I'm saying is, don't worry, and I talk about this in the three-man militia concept. It's not coming together with your guns. It's coming together gardening. It's coming together in communications. It's coming together in first aid. It's coming together in all this kind of stuff. And then later on, as this develops, you're going to find out these people that you're learning these new skills and gaining abilities. You're learning, some of these people are in the guns. And maybe you are, maybe you're not. Well, now's the time you can ask them some questions, and then you can go on and start doing, now you're really a militia. I mean, I look at a militia as you can handle a firearm good enough where you don't hurt yourself and the people standing next to you. So if you can do that, that's plenty good. But you need to have skills, and it's not warrior skills. Warrior skills will come on by itself as you need it. I guarantee when it gets scary, your warrior abilities will come out. But it's better if you can organize and practice ahead of time, but I guarantee if only one person in the bunch knows something, everybody will learn a lot. I say when I came into my combat unit in Vietnam, they just got wiped out. I got in there in December, and in November they got wiped out. More than half of them were gone. That was more than that. I think probably only about 25% of them were still there, and the rest of them were all killed or wounded. And so that 25% are the ones that started teaching me how to stay alive and how to do what I had to do. They taught me the reality. And it's the same thing. That's what goes on in the warrior world. You can train, you can think you know what's going on, you don't. You need people that's going to give you advice and talk to you and let you understand what's going on. So don't worry about it. You need the other skills, because without the other skills, your warrior will not make it. I mean, if you can't feed yourself, if you're going to get sick, if you can't even, you know, put up shelter for yourself, you're not going to make it. There's no warrior that's going to make it. So, in other words, don't get overwhelmed and worry about the warriors. They will show up and they will do what they have to do. Anyway, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.